This team is one. Our leadership is strong, positive, very determined, and it filters down to the rest of the players. And we never let anybody give up.
So do you two even remember the first time you met each other or what you thought of each other?
Man, I don't want to hear this.
Oh, wow. I mean, when I first met him, I was playing against him, obviously, but I saw him as just a small guy. He was known as a shooter, but he was a lot more than that once I was able to get to know him and we became teammates. I could always rely on this guy to help me get close to a triple-double.
I appreciate you being nice. That was a good answer.
We all know Michael Jordan loved to gamble. Now, we also all know about on Jumbotrons at games, they do those sort of little cartoon races with characters, or they'll do which hat is the ball under, or any of those games. And the story is that MJ actually got tipped off by the arena video crew what the answer was going to be ahead of time, and then would bet you guys $100 a pop during timeouts. Is this story true?
That is a true story, but he never betted me. I don't think he betted Steve. Steve not betting anybody, but he did bet. We used to have a security guy sitting at the head of our bench. His name was John Capps. He's now passed away. But Capps would bet Michael every game. The only way Capps would win if he was able to pick the right one.
Right.
Because if Michael picked, obviously he knew who he was going to win. But yeah, he probably beat the guy at about $4,100.
Jordan a drive, hangs, fires, scores! He scores! The ball to the world caps again! Oh my word, who would have thunk it?
You guys are going to be bonded together forever for so many reasons. I did want to talk about that final 1998 season, though, that traveling circus craziness. We all know sort of the outward stuff. It really felt like you were going around the country with the Beatles. But for you guys on the inside, what is the story of that 98 team?
Well, I mean, it was a special team. That path, that journey, that last 3 seasons it was some of the greatest years of my life. Hanging out with these guys, having an opportunity, knowing that it was our last season, we really embraced it. We did a lot of things together, and Phil made it a lot of fun for us. So, it was some of those memories that you wish you could relive over and over again.
Yeah, and Phil called it the last dance before the season even started, because we were all free agents after the year ended. But because it was our 3rd straight year trying to win the championship, everybody was exhausted. And that's what I remember, just the fatigue. And Dennis was, he was all over the map. We some days didn't show up for practice. We didn't know where he was. It just felt like the end, but we found a way to get it done.
Portland will send Steve Smith to San Antonio in exchange for Derek Anderson and Steve Kerr.
One of the options was trading him, and when you make a trade these days, you have to match it up with salaries, and I was thrown in on top just to make it work.
We were teammates 3 years later in Portland, which was really fun.
It was different. It was different than playing in Chicago, whereas you lose a few games, the fans might go and watch the baseball or just feel the hockey. It was like those Portland fans, they were reliable night in and night out. And, still to this day, and, that game we had against the Lakers, that's something that will always haunt me because I really wanted to win a championship in Portland. Those are some great fans there, and they definitely deserve one.
Hi, everybody. Marv Albert along with Steve Kerr will be joined momentarily by Rachel Nichols.
Steve, one of the last things you did before moving on to coaching was you worked with me at TNT. Now, Scottie works with me at ESPN and ABC. So how long do you think it is before I drive him out of broadcasting and into coaching as well? What do you think?
It was,
you give him another year?
To be fair, it was more Marv Albert who drove me out.
I get it.
But you kind of nudged me too a little bit.
I know.
So yeah, I give Scottie another couple of years.
Yeah.
Just don't work with Marv. It'll be okay.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.